Hi. It's been like a week since I filmed anything. I don't have any sewing that I've been doing, but I did get some excellent mail. So I thought I would open it with you on camera. This is the first box from American Duchess, and I am super excited about this. I've been waiting on this forever. I love American Duchess for giving us these lollipops. They're amazing. Ooh, yes. First of all, this is super fancy. It's like a velvety little pouch for my Victorian button hook. It's so pretty. Look at that. So obviously we have a button hook because, oh man, I'm so stoked about these. But if they fit, why would you return them? This, I saw these on the pre-order in this beautiful French blue color, and I had to have them. Do I have anything to wear them with? No. Would it have been more practical to order the black ones? Yeah. Do I care? No. No, I don't. So this box should be things that are relevant to what we are working on right now in this video. Oh man, I'm excited. This is what 15 yards of linen looks like. Oh, it's so soft. Here we go. This is the medium weight linen. I've never ordered linen from them before, but man, this feels nice. It's a good weight. I think it'll make a good shirt. I think it's gonna make a nice shift. I have all of the under things that I want to make out of this. I need a new shift for Black Widow. I could also attempt to make some fancy combinations if I really wanted to. But this, I was expecting this to come on a tube. It's a really good thing I just reorganized the basement. Well, this needs to go in the wash, and I need to go try on my boots. Alright, I have just zigzag stitched the edges of the linen, each side, and then I basted the raw edges, the cut edges together in a Mobius strip, because apparently I can throw that in the wash and it won't tangle. So I'm going to wash this and dry this and see what happens to 15 yards of linen in the washing machine. I have gotten the linen washed and dried, and I am now marking out the pieces that I need to cut. I'm going to have the body of the shift be selvaged up, and then the middle of the fabric will be across the shoulders. Selvage will be at the bottom, and it's going to be, I'm going to cut it back to 30 inches so that it's 60 inches around the bottom and the chest, and it's going to be very floofy. I'm going to draw a thread, use that as my cutting line, and then I'm going to finish ironing the pieces. I know at least one of you is going to yell at me for this, but I'm cool with it. I'm making two of these because I'm going to do one machine sewn, and I'm going to do one by hand with the historical sewing methods because I want to see if I can. I have 15 yards of linen to work with. What else am I going to do with it? That's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and pull the thread and then mark out how much of everything else I need because it's a lot of ironing. So that's the plan. I will check in with you later. I now have all of the pieces for the shirt cut out of the linen, and there is something deeply satisfying about thread pulling linen before you cut it. When you do it right and you pull out the entire piece without it breaking, it's just perfection. But I have all the pieces cut out, and now I need to mark the slit that I'm gonna cut for the neck, and then we're gonna start assembling. Also, I think I used like 1.5 yards of 60-inch or 56-inch wide linen, and this is what I have left after cutting out all of the pieces that I needed for my measurements. So it's a pretty fabric efficient project. Everything is rectangles and squares. So that's good. Very little waste. It is very floofy. Could probably get cut back further, because this is getting gathered up into the collar. But this is very off the shoulder, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Camera had been dying, so I turned it off and plugged it in. I figured I would check in and show you what I had gotten done. One sleeve is assembled. I figured I would assemble this off camera and figure out what I was doing. Cuff is on. There are some spots. I tried to top stitch it. There are some spots where I missed. On the other side, I am going to just hand stitch it down. I need to stitch down the slit, and I've got these little patchy doodahs that are going to go to reinforce the outside and the inside here, just to, you know, make sure that they don't come apart at the seam here like it's already starting to want to do, because then the patch will absorb any of the stress that's there. But the cuff is attached, it's all gathered. I really like the way the gathers came out. I think they look really cute. And there's a little bit of an overlap here, so I can put a button and a buttonhole, and then this fits around my arm quite nicely, and I put in the sleeve gusset, which had me a little freaked out. But I'm at the point where tomorrow I can be hand sewing the sleeve and get the sleeve all completely finished, because I'm going to finish the raw edges. Actually, I'll probably get the sleeve finished, and then during nap time tomorrow I will make the other sleeve and show you what I'm doing, and then attach one sleeve and then attach the other sleeve. I also expanded the neck opening. You need this measurement plus like 2 inches, and then the neck opening all just gets gathered into the collar. I also pieced together the collar, so that's ready to go, to be put in and have things gathered into it. I have suspicions that this is too small. Not by a lot, but just slightly too small. But I think I might just let it ride. I'll fix it for the next one. I'm really excited. I love the way this is coming out. I really, really do. But I'm going to bed because it's 11 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow. It looks like a shirt. I adjusted. The neck, I haven't done anything with that, the depth of this yet, and I don't know that I'm necessarily going to. We'll see what it looks like when I attach the collar. This is the sleeve side that I have done. I still have to pull out the gathering stitches, but I was going to try it on to make sure the armhole is good first. But that looks good. It looks okay. It looks, you know, shirt-like. So that was my, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing side. I'll show you how to do the other side, because also I stitched up the side seam. But this side is still a poncho. That's the other sleeve. It's still in a pile. So you didn't miss anything. I just figured out what I'm doing, and now I can show you how to make that pile into this. But first, we're going to do a try-on and make sure that this is not terrible. Alright, so it's still really baggy, so it's kind of hard to tell. But at its tightest, I have excellent range of motion. This is the length I wanted the sleeve to be. That's with this like way up here, and that's a little bit off the shoulder. So it'll probably be a little bit further off the shoulder. But this will eventually button. I can obviously get my hand in. I can also roll it up, and this is very comfy. Ta-da! I'm really proud of this gusset. Hopefully the next one that I show you comes out just as nice. Earlier today, or yesterday, I said I was going to show you how to do the sleeve, now that I know how to do the sleeve. That didn't happen, obviously, because I'm sitting here and it's evening. But what I did do, I went in and don't look at me, don't look at me. Stitched down the seam allowance so everything is nice and cleanly finished. And the only thing that is not finished is up here where the ruffles are, because I remember something in the Burnley and Trowbridge video that I'm using that says to use a strip of reinforcement linen, like cut a strip and stitch it down just as like a reinforcement on that, because it's easier with the gathering stitch to get the reinforcement strip down than it is to try to fold the gathered strip over the flat strip, or the flat strip over the gathered strip, and try to make that go down. Now it's time to move on to the other side of the shirt and do the other sleeve and actually show you what I did. So here we go. Booted up his new computer, and it's pretty.
It's completely unconfigured.
Yeah, it's doing stuff up there, but look at the box and all the flashy lights. Hehehe. cuff is now attached and awaiting buttonage, because I'm trying to do as much of this by machine as possible. So I did machine sew that down. You can see I just did a stitch in the ditch there on the front. Now that's the back. And now we're gonna lay out the gusset. And at this point, we have the sleeve. Huzzah! And you can see how the cuff is going to button closed, and it's like not quite, it's like 3/4 length. The gusset's in, and that's going to give me excellent range of motion. And now it's time to attach it to the shirt. Here we go. And just like that, we have 2 sleeves. This is going to get gathered up into the collar, so they are going to be wrist length, which is longer than I had intended them, but you know what, it's super droopy and poofy, and I can change the dimensions for the one that I do by hand. I need to finish the insides, and there's this little patch on this one that I need to put on this one. I need to finish the neckline and do the collar and hem the bottom. The bottom is on the selvage, so I'm just gonna fold it up and stitch it. And I'm gonna stitch the hem by machine because it's gonna be in the bottom of the dress. That's where we are. I'm trying to get it so you can see how long this is. It comes to like just about fingertip length. So once it's hemmed, it'll come down to like bottom of my palm. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel sufficiently piratey. Tomorrow, collar and neckline, and then I can do all the hand finishing. That's it for tonight. I got some more stuff in the mail, and more importantly, it's actually relevant to this project. I put it in an order for Burnley Trowbridge when I decided that I wanted to hand sew a version of that. I got some new hand sewing needles, and these are size 10 sharps, so they are short, and they are gonna help me have short stitch length size 10 embroidery needles as well. And to keep them all in, I got this, it's upside down, needle minder, so that I can wear it when I'm sewing and not lose my needles. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the collar on that shirt so that we can start getting it to the point where it's done. I'm getting ready to wrap up for the day, but I wanted to check in. The shirt is there. Collar is not attached. There's some footage of me attempting to attach the collar, but the collar is decidedly too small. What is left on the shirt to do? I need to do the hem on the bottom. I'm just going to turn it up an inch, stitch it down with the machine. I have to thread pull and recut the collar, and then I have to finish the seams on the inside. Oh, and then I have to put these patches on the other sleeve and the neck. Hand sewing, thread pulling and cutting a new collar. And then we should have the shirt done and be able to start on the dress. So, I will see you tomorrow. I'm back. And I successfully attached a collar. It is not the original collar that I cut out, but it's on there. It looks a lot better. I ended up gathering it in the front on either side and then pleating it in the back just because I was annoyed with the gathering stitches and they kept like coming out, so I just said forget it and I pleated the back, and I actually like the way it looks. I'm gonna press down the collar now and stitch it down to the inside, and that's, other than finishing the seams on the inside, that's the shirt done. Next step is to make the dress. And I think for that I am going to use the pattern pieces because they fit okay, other than, you know, not doing a great job. Let me take another look at the pattern before I keep talking. So, in the trend of me underestimating how long projects are going to take and biting off more than I can chew and saying yes to entirely too many things, this project is going to take 2 video installments because the video is supposed to come out on Sunday and today is Friday and I am not done. So, in the interest of being gracious to myself, we are going to split this into 2 parts. And in the intermittent time, there is the potential that you might get a vlog on an actual con. We might actually go out into the world and see actual humans. And I might vlog it. We'll see. But Belle, shirt is completed. We are moving on. Next week you will see the finished product and all of the reveal. If you enjoyed watching this process, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see the second part of Belle. And Burnley and Trowbridge has just released a series on how to completely hand sew an 18th century men's shirt, which is exactly what I was looking for. And they're doing a whole like 4-part
video tutorial series on how to do it. And the hashtag for that series is hashtag show your shirt, and you tag at Burnley and Trowbridge. Comment down below and tell me, will you be participating in the show your shirt challenge with me? Because that's exactly how I'm going to go about hand sewing that 18th century men's shirt that I was talking about. Have a great week, and I will see you next week with a finished bell. Have a good week, guys.